Well, hello there, folks. Welcome to this video. And this video is all about a fine distinction that I want to propose to you, which we often don't really think about. And that is the fundamental difference between training, facilitating, and presenting. Training, facilitating, and presenting. And before I go into it, though, I do want to actually throw something out to the viewers of this channel here, folks. I'm going to do something very generous for you because what you don't probably appreciate is where these videos actually come from and the ideas that generate these videos, right? Because what you need to appreciate is all of these videos, they're not just random. They are actually birthed out of a couple of things. They're birthed out of FAQs that I get from other trainers, other facilitators in the industry, and even clients that I've got there for coaching clients, or people that are running workshops and want to make the workshops even better. But I also have people that send me messages on LinkedIn or even YouTube and say, I've got X problem, could you make a video on that? And I want to extend that invite to all of you that watch this channel to simply say, if you've got a challenge, if you've got something that comes up for you in your training or while you're presenting, drop it in the comments, and guess what? I'll make a video just for you, right? These videos, as you know, come out pretty much at least once or twice a week, typically on Mondays or Thursdays, but they're coming out to you no matter what, rain, hail, or shine, the videos are coming out, right? And the point of this channel is all about how do we give you the best tools, tactics, and shortcuts to make you the very best trainer, facilitator, coach, mentor you want to be, can be, in front of an audience, whatever type of audience that is for you. And some of the things that we talk about, you can even apply to one-on-one situations as well. So having said that, if you got any topic, any question that comes to mind, just drop it in the comments and I'll make a video just for you. The other place that sometimes these videos ideas come from is watching not so great performances out there and realizing what people need further support on there, right? So on that note, let's jump into the video, right? So the video, this one is going to be about the difference between presenting, facilitating, and training. Presenting, facilitating, and training. Presenting, facilitating, and training. So we need to appreciate that if we're speaking to an audience, we are either doing one of three things. We're either presenting, facilitating, or training. All right, you probably want to grab a pen and write this down. So we've got presenting, facilitating, or training. So let's get into it. Presenting. What do we call that, or what that is that really? Well, basically, presenting is I'm going to speak to you. I'm going to present some ideas. And it could be some slides, or it could be some things on a flip chart, or it could be an information dump, right? Now, PowerPoint presentations is often used for presenting. What we need to appreciate is presenting is typically one-way delivery, and occasionally we may ask a question to our audience. Occasionally we may check in with our audience. Does that make sense? We may ask questions throughout, and we also may at the very end ask, does anyone have anything that they would love me to clarify? Or does anyone have any questions, right? So presenting is more of a one-way delivery, Now, facilitating, on the other hand, is more so we are leading people to the promised land of new knowledge. We are leading people, we are facilitating their growth through strategic questions that we actually ask our audience. We're leading them to aha moments through potentially doing activities or interactions with other people. And great trainers, facilitators, coaches, and mentors can be great presenters and can be great facilitators. Now, myself personally, I started out really learning the public speaking and presenting skills, but then eventually I need to make the shift to a facilitator, realizing that people actually remember more when we facilitate their transformation as opposed to just dumping information on them. Now, the last one we've got is training. And you probably want to grab a pen and write this down, because fundamentally there's a core distinction between education and training, another distinction that we're going to go into, right? Education is I'm going to give you a bunch of information via a textbook, via information, and then what you do with that information is up to you, right? But training, on the other hand, is more of I give you an opportunity to do something and then I give you feedback. Performance, feedback, performance, feedback, performance, and feedback, performance and feedback, performance and feedback, performance and feedback. And over time, the performance should get better, right? Now, here's a simple way to remember it. Is it performance? Sorry, is it training or is it education? Well, in high school, we probably want to give our kids sex education, not sex training, right? That's a very graphic metaphor, but it's a great way to put it, right? Right now, with the training, is there physical activity going on and am I giving feedback, right? Education, on the other hand, is just sharing information. What they do with it is up to them. So let's dial all the way back to a workshop setting or training, so to speak. My belief is that if there is no opportunity for performance and feedback, well, we can't really say it's training. So let's come back. What have we got? We've got presentation, which is more one-way delivery, and occasionally checking in, occasionally asking if people have got questions, right? Occasionally at the end, we say to our audience, what's the biggest takeaway that you've got from today's session? Or we've got facilitation, which is more so putting in activities and leading people to aha moments and getting people actively involved in the session. And then last of all, we've got training. Now, training is going to be more so in the facilitation environment or medium there. And that is when we actually put in activities and then give the audience feedback on how they've done in those activities. Now, that is going to be more so in the training category, right? So let's recap. We got presentation, we got facilitation, and we've got training, right? Now, all three mediums or modes are critically important for a great, speaker to have in their tool belt when they are presenting from stage or in smaller workshop environments, whether that's online or face-to-face as well, right? And we need to be critically aware, are we actually training or are we just educating? Training or educating. And remember, in order for training to actually be taking place, your audience actually have to have moments of performance and then you providing feedback, right? So performance and feedback, performance and feedback. That is essentially the training cycle. On that note, folks, hope you got some value from the video. As always, like, comment, share. Let's get the message out there. And let's really start to dive deeper into these distinctions around, are you presenting? Are you facilitating? Or are you training? And when are you doing all three? When do you need to be doing all three? And just having conscious awareness around that, knowing that the greatest transformation will be when the person themselves is actively involved, engaged, and have bought into the idea of change is required and some simple and easy steps to make that change. And you inspiring that change to happen. Thanks for watching the video, team, and we'll see you on the next one. As I mentioned in the beginning, if you've got any questions about training, presenting, or facilitating that you would love to know about, drop in the comments. Or if you got this thing that constantly happens for you and you're like, how do I stop that thing happening? Drop that in the comments as well. We'll see what I come up with to answer your specific question. Thanks so much for watching, team, and we'll see you on the next one.